For Junubin today, I would like to talk specifically regarding the visit of Museveni in Juba. Of course, it is not a coincidence that it happened during the visit of panel of wise in South Sudan. And you have to pay attention on what I'm going to say, by the way, First, the report that is all over the media, Museveni has visited South Sudan for bilateral relations between South Sudan and Uganda. And it was being posted in his Twitter, as you can see. It was in 3 areas. First, in the area of peace. Second, in the area of security. And third, in the area of social economy. Now let's ask ourselves, is it really a bilateral relation between Uganda and South Sudan? And if yes, is there any justification for it? Let's see. Peace between Uganda and South Sudan. Of recent, do we have any problem between South Sudan and Uganda? Do we have dispute? I think no. And if we don't have dispute, why will Museveni come today to South Sudan? I think it is biased, unfounded, and baseless, right? Okay, good. And when we talk about the issue of insecurity, by the way, of recent, we don't have any insecurity issue between Uganda and South Sudan. It happened last year in the border areas between Uganda and South Sudan, such as Kejukeji, Lobone, and other part of Eastern Equatoria, right? Okay. This didn't trigger Museveni to come from Uganda to come and sign any bilateral relation in this area. And lastly, let's check the socio-economic aspect of it. Museveni has articulated that his visit was to strengthening the ties between South Sudan and Uganda in terms of economy. But first of all, we had issues of economic last year, but Museveni didn't come and solve this issue. And the diplomats of Uganda didn't bother to solve the issue. Just imagine if the traders of Uganda, especially the truck drivers, can negotiate with the government of South Sudan, then why would Museveni come and solve the economic issue between the two countries? If you question yourself, you have no answer for that, of course, I will say. But anyway, last year, Museveni should have come and solved the issue. He came this year when panel of wise are there. I think the clear thing and the clear picture will be this. If there is any bilateral relation between the two countries, at first place, the diplomat of the two countries will have their paperwork, but this didn't happen, okay? We just saw Museveni out of blue landing in South Sudan and cited that is going to have a bilateral relationship with Kiir at a moment that panel of wise has arrived in South Sudan. And according to me, I think Museveni has come to South Sudan to help Salva Kiir, who feels incapable of handling the panel of wise for some reason best known to him. Maybe he thinks he lacks wisdom or what, I don't know actually. But what I would say here, maybe you can agree with me or disagree with me. I don't have any problem with that, but first listen to me. Salva Kiir knows that all the evidence on the grounds will prove him guilty and a perpetrator of war or warmonger in the eyes of the panel of wise. Why? Let's take, for example, the case of Western Equatoria, okay? He is the one who removed Alfred Fotoyo. He's the one that launched attack on IO bases, and the same thing he did in Western Equatoria and again in Upper Nile. He didn't stop there. He also involved the UPDF, and that's why Museveni have to be what? Answerable in this case, and Museveni have to be there. And worst of all, when Raila visited South Sudan, Raila actually wanted Riak Machar to be removed, and this is the same demand of the panel of wise, but they denied the call of these two groups to remove Machar and also to meet Machar in actual place. Why will they deny it? Because Museveni is the engineer and must approve whether Machar should be removed or not. And to conclude, Salva Kiir managed to manipulate Raila Odinga to go and meet Museveni to ask for a permission to meet Machar. But this time, Salva Kiir cannot manage to manipulate the panel of wise. That's why he had to call Museveni, please come here as soon as possible. Otherwise, we are in deep mess. And that's what I will conclude of the event. Take it or leave it. Have a good day.